Hey guys, wanted to shout out to Madhur. Thank you so much for having me. I really love what you're doing. My name is Light with Raw Vibrant Health, and I'm coming at you from Bali, Indonesia. I've lived here for quite a while. I'm from USA originally, and I'm 37 years old. I've been a vegan for over 6 years. If you want to be technical about it, I've been high fruit, high, mostly 100% raw, not always, but yeah, for 6.5 years now, and I love it. And my profession is I'm a detoxification specialist, raw food coach, and lymphatic iridologist. Education. I've got a high school diploma. I'm not sure how I pulled that one off, but besides that, I did luckily get the chance to attend 4 different schools of Dr. Robert Morse, who's my mentor and my teacher. I'm so grateful and honored to be sharing his teachings with the world and helping others get their health back. My family is definitely not vegan. Although there's been times where they say that they want to, or they say that they think they can do it, but it never actually. And then like 3 days later, they're eating some chicken or something. But everyone's on their own path with this, so I I just try to be loving to everyone because I was on that same path or similar path before. You know what I mean? How I became vegan. So for many years, I was eating the free range and the grass-fed organic, the meats, and then the wild-caught fish and all that, for I guess 8 or 9 years before I started this path into the living foods, fruitarian, living foods vegan path. So for a long time I was eating meat, and some of the times it was definitely more humane. But either way, I never felt right about consuming it. I never felt good energetically. I always felt weird energy after I ate it, and I didn't feel right about it, but I kept eating the meat and stuff because I felt like I was just programmed like everyone else, brainwashed that I need this, right? I had no clue that I could get off of it completely and feel so light and energetic and clean, feel really clean and not have that karma. Luckily, I got really sick over 6 years ago, and that forced me to change how I was living, change my lifestyle, take a deeper look at my inner world. And of course, the diet is a huge part of our health, right? It's not the only thing, but it's a big part of our health. I was bedridden for 2.5 years, bedridden, beach-ridden, just couldn't move. I was in so much pain, excruciating pain, just even thinking to like hurt me. Like it was like arthritis, fibromyalgia, asthma stuff, ulcerative colitis stuff, prostate stuff wasn't working good. The sexual health was not in alignment, and that wasn't working good. There's so many symptoms that I was just itching like crazy, just so many things that I can't, it would take me a long time to explain all of this stuff. But in short, I was in severe health issues. I got into doing really long juice fasts. I've done quite a bit of juicing. My longest was 115 days, but I've done a lot of juice fasting, probably almost a year of juice fasting. I've done some long water fasts and some dry fasting and stuff too, and working with the herbs. And like I said, luckily I was able to meet my teacher, Dr. Morse, who is a master. he's a total freaking Jedi. If you don't know him, check him out. Unfortunately, he's been taken off of the this platform, like many these days, but you can still find him on DR Morse TV. I got sick, so that I was able to take a look at my health, and I found out that we really don't need to eat the animals anymore. Yeah, you could say that in certain times in history, right, or if there's just no crops available, right, but 99.99% of people in this day and age have no excuse. And then the ones that say that, oh, you need it to be healthy, guys, there's look at Lou Corona, right? He's been 52 years or something raw living foods. Look at Ted Carr. That guy's been at it a long time. And then a lot of them will say, well, I don't want to look really weak or look frail and stuff. Well, look at Ted Carr. Look at some of these guys. You can if you want to get swollen, ripped on fruits and raw living foods, yeah, you can do it. You might not look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but if you really want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and look like you're on steroids, then I think you have some other things to think about, That's just my opinion, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting bulky, if that's what you want. For me personally, I'm a yogi. I do yoga every day, 90 minutes. And so I like to just be able to bend and flow, and I don't, I feel like I'm pretty cut, but yeah, so a lot of people will say, yeah, you need to eat the meat for the health and all this, and it's just rubbish. It's just programs. It's just old programs from the old world, and it's not suiting this planet any longer, Yeah. Especially when you really are aware about what's happening to the animals. Even these grass-fed or free-range, guys, which is most of the time a marketing term, like a lot of these, even free-range, they don't even get outside to see the light of day. If you really are educated on this, you see that most of it's an education, it's a marketing terms, right? And then even if they do have a healthy life and a happy life, right, and they're not injected with hormones, which is rare that they're not, and they're not being fed GMO crops and fattened up, then even if they're eating grass their whole life, right, and they're out in the farm, guess what? 99.99% of them are taken to slaughterhouses, And as far as being an activist, I was an activist like 13, 14 years ago with the GMOs and stuff. I haven't been a specific vegan activist myself. I just try to mostly lead by example. But what I say most often is okay, you want to get someone thinking about this, show them the documentaries, show them Earthlings, specifically Earthlings, and I think Cowspiracy. I don't remember the other ones, but I think all you really have to do is, if they're actually going to watch Earthlings, and then come back to me after that. And then if you still, after seeing what that actually happens, and the fear and the pain and the suffering and the way that they're, even in these, especially in some of these, what do you call it, the Jewish, how they, it's supposed to be humane ways of killing. It's almost the opposite, and arguably it depends, but yeah, then if someone's not going to just watch and inform themselves about how their food is raised, I get it, not everyone's going to want to kill the animal, but you should at least watch how it's done, and then think about how you're living, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of times, I really don't like to use, I actually don't really like to use the words plant-based or vegan even, to be honest, just because a lot of the times, first of all, being vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. You can eat potato chips and fake burgers and all this, and and get really sick eating the vegan food. And the other reason is because a lot of the vegans are angry vegans, and they're trying to push their stuff on others in the wrong way. There's kind of a law in this universe of like, like if there's a war, if you're against the war, you're going to go protest. We're against the war. Well, of course, you have the right motive, but energetically, you got to be, what are you for? You're for peace, right? You're for health. You're for the well-being of animals, right? Because if you go, these dang meat eaters, no, you just got to be, what are you for? You got to be showing people, what are you for? What are you wanting to happen? What do you want? What's your focus on? Whole foods, whole foods, So that's kind of it, like it's so funny because so many times those last few years that I was still eating the organic meat, I was saying to my friends, I can't believe these vegans, they're always just telling me how cool it is that being the vegan, and they're angry and all this, and I was always making fun of it. And then look who I am. The universe is funny, we're walking bundles of contradictions sometimes. So, we shouldn't take things too seriously, Sometimes we do that, us humans, we like to just don't take things too seriously. But I really urge people, be mindful. If you really want to get people to get on board with your lifestyle, the vegan thing, you want to do that in an intelligent way. Be mindful and think about, okay, what's the best way? You want to put the breadcrumbs down, right? You want to have the fruit on the stick, right? Lead them to the information, right? And do it in a loving, gentle, kind way. And it's like, okay, well you're choosing to continue to eat meat. Don't just like unfriend someone just because. Yeah, of course, I don't support what you're doing, and I don't love what you're doing as far as your eating habits, but I still love you, and that's over time. That's gonna, if you lead by the example, that's just gonna get the people to come to you and to your way of lifestyle, to much easier. You know what I'm saying? How many people have I turned vegan? I really don't know. I'm really not sure about that one. I've definitely helped a lot of people over the years, and I hope, it's my biggest hope, that I've shown the way and made people want to live this lifestyle. But to be honest, a lot of them that I work with, they just want to get their health back. They want the formula and the education. They want to figure it all out and get feeling better. And most of them at least will eat less meat. And I know a lot of them are vegans now, because of my work, but I don't know an exact number. And difficulties and benefits after being vegan, definitely the difficulties is feeling really bad with the health issues and taking a very long time to heal because I didn't exactly know what I was doing. It took me some time, and then the transition was bumpy and rocky. There's so many things that I would have done differently, and that's why I do what I do. For a while it was like, if I was eating some food that was going to harm me, I would get really mad at myself, and that took me a few years. That took me like 3 years or something to be like, when I'm going to eat something, a cheat meal or whatever, I'm going to enjoy it, because energetically it's better to put those high vibes into your food, because it's better to do that than to be angry while you're eating. Then you're infusing the anger with your foods that are going to clog you up with the mucus. You want to just be loving to yourself no matter what you're doing. We're all on a journey, and There's no reason to be, there's never a reason to stay angry, Yeah, definitely the benefits is the being able to breathe so much easier, to do yoga so much better, and like meditating, especially if I'm just eating fruits or juices. I can meditate so much easier and so much deeper. And besides that, yeah, just the benefits of, like I said earlier, like I feel so light energetically in my body when I'm eating these plant foods, I don't have that heaviness, that energetic, those emotions that the animals had, because it's real. The aggression, the sadness, the pain. Yeah, yeah. So many benefits, and and it's like you can never get bored with it. Really, nature has so many different plants, You're never going to get bored. You can have such an abundant variety of stuff. So yeah, there's so many benefits, but I think I touched on some of it. But yeah. Yes, I did want to say that I think it's really important for those that get into this to get into it not just for the health, not just for the animals, and not just for the planet, but all of them. I feel like you're going to have the most success when you get into it for all of them, because a lot of them just get into it for the health, right? A lot of them just get into it for the animals, right? Or something, But guys, you want to do it for all of the reasons, And like I said, like it's not always healthy to eat these things that are, vegan. I would say stick to whole foods. If you want to be more on the raw and fruit side, that's up to you. But I would say stick to the whole foods, because processed foods will kill you. Doesn't matter if they're animal food or a plant food. If it's made in a laboratory, it's going to be most likely have a bunch of GMOs. If it doesn't have GMOs, it's going to most likely have a bunch of pesticide residues, a bunch of chemicals, things you can't pronounce, strange ingredients, excitotoxins for your brain. It's going to have all sorts of things. Seed oils that are rancid. Most oils are horrible quality anyways, even if it's like olive oil or something. So and you're just going to have like 30 ingredients in some of these things. I would urge people to and I'm not here to judge, eat what you want, do what you want, but just be careful with that processed food, because I've seen what it can do to people, including myself. Okay. Yeah, and I do want to say that, yeah, it's really a shame that these words like the plant-based and the vegan thing have been hijacked. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Probably a lot of you are, and I can't say who the people are and the organizations are who have hijacked them, and I'm not going to explain what these agendas are. But I'm a truth guy, and I have to say it. This stuff has been hijacked, and it just goes back into what I was saying. Like a lot of these big big companies are not good companies. They're not for the planet. They're not for people. They're not for any of that, And so that's another reason I try not to use the V word too much. But sometimes I don't like to label myself either, But sometimes, just for simplicity's sake, and for being on this lovely channel, I'm okay to use the word sometimes. I try not to have too much of an ego, and I just want to be humble, because really, when you've seen what I've seen, it humbles you. And when you've come from all those issues that I had, it humbles you. I mean, I've seen people with women with the ovarian cysts, healing those, men with testicular cysts, healing those, skin issues, all sorts of skin issues, from crazy acne, rashes, like herpes, things like that, and all sorts of things, brain fog. I've seen big, huge, massive amounts of weight loss, healthy weight loss, and then I've seen people looking really frail and malnourished and malabsorbed start rebuilding up and with healthier tissue. So I've seen quite a bit of amazing things with the detox, the fasting, and the rejuvenation and all that. And yeah, I'm just here to empower you guys, to empower anyone that I meet. I hope that I've done that here in this little video. Yeah, you know, reach for the very top. You know, reach for the top. That's what life's about. You know, the growth. Because if you're not growing, you're stagnant. You know, it's not fun being in a little stagnant pond. You know, we're not meant to be down here. We're meant to go up. And yeah, so again, thank you for having me. My YouTube is Raw Vibrant Health. And yeah, I'm wishing everyone well, and I hope you enjoy your life, and I hope you enjoy your day. And yeah, thank you for having compassion on these beings that really, they don't deserve, you know, being in cages. They don't deserve never seeing the light of day. They don't deserve being stolen from their mothers. And you know, it's when you really actually take the time to research this stuff, you're never gonna specifically watch those documentaries. Yeah, you're never gonna go back. So yeah, love you guys. Namaste. In peace.